What's up, YouTube? This is Bob with Bob's Outdoors. It's been a while since I put out any kind of a video. Just really haven't had anything that exciting to put out, but it's been winter, cold and snowy. So anyway, so as you can probably guess by the title of the video and the pic in the title, we made a purchase. We actually made this purchase back in November, but if you follow my channel, I don't like to put anything on that I don't necessarily believe is a good thing. And you know, I don't know who all knows, but if you haven't heard of them by now, I think you're going to. So these side-by-sides here, this is the CFMoto brand UForce 600. You can see right there. They make the UForce, I believe, the 800, the 600, and the 1000. And I don't know for sure anymore if they still make the 800. I believe now in the UForce, CFMoto's UForce line, I believe there's just the 600 and the 1000. This is a 2024. It was brand new, still in the crate when I went to the dealership. They were having a heck of a time. I had been researching them for a couple of years, and I believe, well, I shouldn't even say, but I believe that the 600 came out in 2022. I could be wrong on that. I think I am wrong on that. But anyway, doesn't matter. And, you know, with the whole COVID thing, everything was hard to get. And so I had been watching, you know, lots of YouTube videos and everything, and trying to decide what I wanted to get. And you know, I've got the Polaris over here. It's been a great machine. It's 20 years old this year. It's a 2004. So 2024, it's 20 years old. But honestly, and you guys are gonna think I'm full of it, but I have not taken this thing in for any kind of work, other than I had one brake. I think it was the right front brake was locking up on me for whatever reason, and I did take it in and got that repaired. But other than that, other than changing fluids and things like that, that's all I have done to this thing. It's been a great machine. But I believe that the big name brands, you know, Polaris, Can-Am, you know, Kawasaki, Honda, all those guys are just ridiculous in their pricing for what you get. Right now, you know, Polaris has the, I believe it's the Expedition, which is the large, basically a large Ranger, with a few more bells and whistles, bigger engine, things like that. And I mean, the price of those things is ridiculous. And you can buy a nice truck for basically the same price. And I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me, and I refuse to pay that kind of money, I guess, for, you know, something like this. And this is, you know, it's a 600. It's no speed demon, but I didn't buy it to be a speed demon. Basically, it's for work around here, riding some trails, things like that. And another reason, well, there's several reasons I went with this model, but one of the other reasons is it's just a hair narrower than the UForce 1000. I believe it's 8 inches narrower. I could be wrong on that exact measurement, but I mean, an 8 inches doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're going through the trees, on trails and things like that, and deer hunting and stuff like that, that I plan on using this for, you know, I wanted the extra room, and I didn't want to have to go and cut new trails or widen our trails out a bunch just to fit this thing down them, you know. And so that's why I went with the narrow one. So like I said, 600 cc's. It's actually 580 cc's, but they call it the 600. It'll do 50 miles an hour easily. I've gotten 60 out of it on a good day. But that was actually before we enclosed the cab. So when I bought it, I bought the doors and the windshield and the back window and all of that. But I believe when I got it, the only thing that, when I picked it up, the only thing they had installed on it at that time was just the windshield. When you add the doors and the back window, it does create quite a bit more drag, you know? So that probably eats up a little bit of horsepower there, just the drag. But another reason I went with this one is a lot of the other brands, even the UForce 1000, to do anything underneath here, underneath the hood, you have just a little panel up on the top that you can take off. Otherwise, you got to take the whole, whole front end off. Well, this thing, see if I can do this with one hand. I've got it loose here. There we go. The whole front end flips up just like a semi-tractor hood, and you have access, to everything underneath there. It's great. I love it. Super easy. My dad actually bought the 1000, and he complains about how hard it is to work on anything underneath it, So, you've got all the access here in the front, and then it's got the tilt bed. I believe the 600 has 600-pound capacity in the bed also. That's an easy way to remember that. So this kicks up. It's got a hydraulic cylinder on there, the lift assist type thing. And boom, here's the engine right here. Super easy to work on. Like I said, I bought it in November, and I've got 500 miles on it now. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do a review on it. I feel like I've been around the machine now. We've got some miles on it. It's been a great machine so far. We've had tons of firewood in the back, literally, I think, by the time you figure all the loads that we've hauled up, you can stack it up pretty high, and then I actually built a bed extender for it too, so it actually gives you a little bit more room with the bed. But yeah, everything's super easable, adjustable shocks on front and rear. Your oil fill is right there. Your air filter's right there. It's super easy. I love it. And the battery, we'll go around the other side here. But the battery is right down there. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, those are the main reasons why I bought this thing. And I did have them put on the doors also. And these are great doors. They seal tight. And let's see, what else did I have them put on? Well, I shouldn't say I had them put on. I had them put on the doors and put in the back window, and I guess that was it as far as what I had them put on. And then I did also order the front and the rear bumper. It comes with, let me close this again here. There we go. It comes with this little bar in the front as the front bumper, but you got a lot of plastic exposed there, so I decided to go with the bigger factory offered bumper to just extra protection, Nothing's cheap to replace anymore. And same with the back. That down. This taillight, to go in and replace that taillight, is $220. The bumper was $220. So that's an easy decision for me. Excuse me. The interior, pretty nice interior. It's nothing Nothing crazy, but it works fine. You've got, let's see, you got, here, I'll turn the key on so you can see. There's the dash. It's got 2 operating modes. It said normal there, and you can still see normal right there. But you've got the button on the dash. You got normal and work mode. So work mode, if you throw it in work mode, it changes the dash here. What that does is it takes a little bit of the power away, makes the throttle not quite as responsive, so that you're not, if you're out on your lawn or something like that, you're not, when you hit the throttle, you're not going to be spinning tires or anything like that. It just takes a little bit of power, detunes it a little bit, and then when you throw it into normal mode, that gives you the full beans basically. So let's see, and then you got power, or your parking brake right here. You've got park, neutral, high, and low, and or excuse me, park, reverse, neutral, high, and low. After reading all the forums and everything, everybody says don't use park, and there's good reason for that. A lot of side-by-sides with the CVT clutches, they don't, if you're on an incline or something like that, it's hard to get them in and out of gear. So I never use park. I just haven't found a reason to do it yet. Even my dealer said, you know, put it in neutral and throw the brake on and you're good, you know. And the nice thing about these too is you can put it, there's in low gear, as long as your foot is on the brake, you can start it. I love that. You know, you can leave it right in gear, throw the brake on, then you never have to worry about that getting stuck in a different gear or whatever. I also, I guess, I did install a headliner. It doesn't come with a headliner, but I was trying to make it a little bit more weatherproof or cold proof, I guess. And then we did put a blanket underneath the seats there to just help insulate a little bit. And then I made a little heater box deal with just one of those little blind Coleman blind heaters. And we've been out when it was 22 below zero outside cruising, and it's fine. I mean, you got to wear a winter coat, you know, but it's fine. With the windshield, I went with the Super ATV flip-up windshield. Now, there's goods and bads of this, and I'll tell you why here. So, with the Super ATV windshield, it flips up. You can go different settings, it'll flip out. But the UForce, the CFMotos, have this groove around here where when the door closes, I'll show you how the door closes here, it fits right into that groove. Now on the windshield, if you buy the CFMoto windshield, it also has that groove around here, around the windshield. Well, since I went with a Super ATV windshield, it's wider than that groove, so it sits on top of the frame. So we've done some custom insulating there. A little bit of Gorilla tape just to seal it up. That's nothing to do with the quality of CFMoto or anything like that. If I would have bought the CFMoto windshield, it would seal tight. But as far as I know, they don't offer a flip-up windshield. They offer like a half windshield, a vented windshield, things like that. But in the summer, I want to be able to take the doors off, flip that windshield open, and basically have an open cab, you know. So that way when we're out cruising on the trails up there, it doesn't get so hot in the cab, because when you have a UTV, that's usually the biggest complaint is the heat in the cab, no matter what brand you have, you know. So there is also, so when you buy the CFMoto, all CFMotos will come with a roof. The UForce lineup comes with mirrors. It comes with a 3,500 pound winch. and adjustable shocks, electronic power steering. That's what that EPS is there, and four-wheel drive. Now, if you go with any of the other brands and you compare that to get all that extra stuff, it's going to be way more expensive. I believe this was $12,200 out the door for maybe that's not right. 12,000, right at 12,000 out the door for this unit, with the roof, the winch, the power steering, and whatever else I mentioned there, the mirrors. Now, I added the doors and the front and back windows, the windshields, at the time I bought it. And with that, I think I was at $14,200, $2,200 more for all that, for the enclosed cab, basically. And then both the front and rear bumpers were right at 200. I think it was 200 for the front bumper and 250 for the back bumper, something like that. But I actually added those on just a little bit later. So yeah, I've been super happy with it. It is loud. It's got the single cylinder engine, and those, I mean, again, no matter what brand or kind of engine you go with, a single cylinder is almost always louder than like a twin cylinder, just because you've got more compression coming out of one pipe, basically. And then also you've got your breather on the other side. I showed you that before. And then this vent here, and it seems like you get more noise from those two things in there. But you know what? It does everything I want it to do so far. I just encourage people to look at these things. There's dealers popping up all over around me within the last 6 months selling these things, and you know, I've seen more and more of them on the road. So I think they're going to be a force to contend with. CFMoto is, and they make everything from, they've been making motorcycles for a long time, and I'm not sure when they got into the off-road thing here, but anyway, they're good units. I encourage you to at least look into them, give them some thought. There's lots of videos online about it, but I just, like I said before, I just couldn't justify spending $30,000-$40,000 on a side-by-side. It just didn't make sense to me, I guess. If you got the money and you want to do it, you know, more power to you. But to me, every dollar counts, you know. So yeah, I just didn't want to do that. You probably noticed the flag on the back window too. That was just something I added. That was nothing to do with CFMoto or anything like that. But I thought that might help keep some heat out of the cab in the summertime. And I just thought, you know, America, it looks cool, you know, so. But I think these things, it does have the hitch on the back. And I think they're rated to pull like 1,500 pounds. I'm sorry, I don't know all these numbers by heart, you know, but I'm not a CFMoto salesman either. But there is storage under the seats. I can show you that. The seat flips up, and then you've got that box lid there. You can pop that off, and like I said, we just cut this. It's actually a moving blanket. Just cut that and put it underneath there, just because, you know, none of that's sealed tight. They're built not to have a cab, so you got to be able to drain the water out. So this thing, it's parked inside all the time, so it's not a big deal. But so you've got that storage container on this side, and then there's an even bigger one on the other side. So these are basically built for two people. So it comes with the two seat belts there. I actually added the third seat belt there just because, you know, we've got a little nephew that, you know, might want to ride with us or whatever. And then I actually took a ammo box from one of those Harbor Freight ammo boxes, and it fits in there nice and works good for a armrest when you're going down the road and stuff too. So yeah, it's fun customizing them. I added the mirror up there. That's a coal pen mirror, just bolts right on. I mean, goes around that bar right there for the roll bar. That's just a little Harbor Freight $1.99 light, but it works great as a dome light. I just have it on in here just to kind of, you know, light it up so you guys can see a little bit better. But yeah, I would, like I said, encourage you to at least check them out and give them a try. If I can, you know, save some people some money, that's what I'm, I guess, looking to do. And maybe this is not your thing. That's fine. You can stick with the big brands too. Yeah. So I'll show you also the tailgate. Another thing that some people say they don't like it, but I do like it. So a lot of the side-by-sides have the tailgate deal in the middle, you know, to open the tailgate, which they say, well, you know, that makes it easy if you got something else in your hand. Well, that's true. I mean, but just like with a pickup tailgate, what's the first thing to fail is that latch. Well, this has these latches on both sides. And like you can see, I'm doing with one hand, and that pops down. And the nice thing about those latches is it's 100% fail proof. I mean, if those are latched, your tailgate's not gonna come open. You know, you're not gonna lose anything out of the back there. And then I made this deal. So I was looking online because, I mean, it's not the biggest box in the world, as you can see. So I was looking for a bed extender that would basically come out to here. The other brand that I was looking at to purchase, if I wouldn't have gone with the CFMoto, was the Kubota Sidekick, and it offers a really good bed extender that goes on the back. So what I did is I built this deal, and in the back of the bed, this is just plywood that I had laying around, and in the back of the bed you got the places where you can put boards in to divide the bed up if you want. So this deal, see if I can do this with one hand. This slides in like that. It's a lot easier with two hands, but we'll go like this. Sits in that groove, sits in that groove. Raise it up like that. It sits in those grooves, and then boom, your bed is a little bit bigger. I like to use it for firewood. Yeah, you can't, it's fixed, you know, this doesn't drop, so you can't dump the bed, but it works pretty well. You can put all the firewood in there, pull it next to your log splitter. All the firewood is at this level, so you take it from here, you set it on your log splitter, eliminates some of the bending down. But yeah, that's just one thing I guess I did. And then I built this little deal. I don't want this video to go too long here, but this just I made out of some more plywood and then some more of that moving blanket. So this just goes in like this. See if I can get it in there with one hand. And then it's built to slide over that pump down there. And then it should sit more level, but I'm trying to do it with one hand. And then these little Coleman heaters. This is the old style, but it still works good. I forget what it's even called. Coleman Sport Cat. And then that just sits down in there like that, and turn it on, light it, and it heats up this cab really nice. They do offer aftermarket heaters for these, but they're about between $400 and $450 depending on when you catch them on sale or whatever. And my dad actually put one in his UForce 1000. I believe it's the Inferno heater that he bought, and you know, it comes with switches for the dash and all that, so that turns it off and on, and has fan speeds and all that. But you know, again, I'm tight, I guess, with a buck, and I didn't want to spend that, and so this works actually really good, and I had everything on hand. Didn't cost me a dime, you know. I think if you have to go out and you buy one of those, I think they're about $35, the newer style. But I mean, yeah, it's got the winch cable, plugs in down here. That's one thing that I'm not real crazy about. I would rather have, and you can buy the switch for it that would be up on the dash for the winch. But it has a plug-in cable, and then your remote for the winch is right here. There we go, in and out. I just leave it plugged in all the time. Maybe that's right, maybe it's wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's got good storage underneath the dash. I've actually got my earphones over there because I was out cutting some firewood the other day. It's got a glove box over here. I'll show you that. Got 3 drink holders. I wish they would put a fold down console here, like in the UForce 1000 that has drink holders in it too, but so far that's not an option. And then there's just a glove box. It comes with little air tester and the manual, and I've got a tire plug repair kit in there, and that's actually pretty deep. It's not 100% waterproof, but you know, it works. And then the machine actually comes with a tool kit also that has like a spark plug wrench in there, and I forget what all else, a couple screwdrivers I think. And anyway, but that's about it on this thing. But I guess I just wanted to, like I said, make people aware of what these things are, and don't be afraid to try them out. I've been super happy with it. Like I said, if you want a speed demon, you probably should go with the Z-Force lineup. CFMoto makes the sport versions too, and they make a 6-seater in the 1000, but we just didn't need that, so that's why we went with this. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer as many as I can, and click the like button, I guess, if you like this kind of video. I don't make a lot of videos, but if I find something that I think is going to help people, or people might be interested in, I'll put a video out there. So again, the UForce 600, CFMoto UForce 600, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.